To obtain an equation for the circle that is not centered at the origin with radius a, whose center is p naught d comma alpha, the distance from p naught to O is d, and the angle formed by OP naught with the positive horizontal axis is alpha. Let P be any arbitrary point on the circle that has the coordinate r comma theta. We want to come up with the equation of r in terms of theta. The distance from this P to the origin is r, and the angle formed by OP and the positive horizontal axis is theta. Applying the law of cosine to this non-right triangle, with a being the radius of the circle, we have a squared equals r squared plus d squared minus 2rd times cosine of the angle in between the two sides, which is theta minus alpha. If the circle passes through the origin, then a, the radius, equals d, the distance from the center to the origin. The equation is now a squared equals r squared plus a squared minus 2ra cosine of theta minus alpha. This simplifies to r squared equals 2ar cosine of theta minus alpha, or r equal 2a cosine of theta minus alpha. If the circle lies on the positive x-axis, then alpha is 0. Thus, the equation is now r equals 2a cosine of theta, where a is the radius of the circle. If the circle lies on the positive y-axis, then alpha is pi over 2. The equation is now r equals 2a cosine of theta minus pi over 2. But cosine of theta minus pi over 2 is sine of theta. Thus, r equals 2a sine theta is the equation of the circle whose center lies on the positive y-axis. For example, to describe the graph of r equals 8 cosine theta, we see that it looks resemble to a cosine theta, so we would rewrite it in the form 2 times a cosine theta, where a needs to be 4. Thus, the center of this circle is at 4, 0. It lies on the positive x-axis with the radius r equals 4. Similarly, r equals 6 sine theta can be rewritten as 2 times a sine theta, where a needs to be 3. This circle lies on the positive y-axis with radius 3, thus the center is r equals 3 and the angular coordinate is pi over 2. The radius is r equals 3. The equation r equals negative cosine theta can be rewritten as 2 times negative 1/2 times cosine theta. It represents the circle center at r equals negative 1/2, theta equals 0. It lies on the negative x-axis with the radius r equals positive 1/2. And lastly, r equals negative 2 sine theta can be rewritten as 2 times negative 1 times sine theta. It represents the circle whose center is at r equals negative 1, theta equals pi over 2, and the radius is r equals positive 1. Notice that for each of these coordinates, they are in polar coordinates. The last point, r equals negative 1, theta equals pi over 2, has another representation, 1, 3 pi over 2.